You know, after she gets married, she gets up on the pulpit and says Black Lives Matter.
And takes a knee.
And takes a knee. That would change my mind. Then I'm Team Meghan.
The royal wedding is this weekend, and I cannot wait. I'm not gonna lie, my fascinator has been picked out since the engagement. Sure, she technically won't be a princess because royal rules and all that. But the real question is Meghan, who's a woman of color, really a radical addition to the royal family? Joining in on the conversation with Teen Vogue is Allure's digital editor, Jihan Forbes.
Hello, hello.
G, my sweet, what is your take on this?
My take is I'm very happy for Meghan Markle. I'm happy for anyone who finds love. I can't bring myself to be that excited for her. I think because it's the British royal family and, you know, we all know how they amass their wealth and riches, and it would be nice to see her, like, maybe, like, challenge that or, like, maybe kind of think about that. Maybe, you know, return the crown jewels. I don't know. But...
What is this, Black Panther?
Well, you know, why not?
They got the vibranium. They got the vibranium.
They have the vibranium and they need to return it. Yes. So, you know, I would love to see that, but I don't think that she would be in this position if she was that kind of princess.
And you're speaking about colorism specifically in our community.
Well, there is that, and I think that in a way contributes to, you know, I guess like some of her popularity. Like, she has a black mother. You know, she identifies as biracial, which she is. The thought that, you know, black people of a lighter complexion or who don't look as, like, stereotypically black, somehow, like, more attractive, you know, better, etc. You know, all that nonsense that, you know, effects from, like, slavery and still we deal with today. And to be honest, cis passes. Like, I didn't know she was black until, or her mom was black until she's like, hey, my mom's black. And I was like, oh, okay, well, great.
Has dreads.
Yeah. There was this great Vogue article speaking to the idea of colorism by Elaine Musiwa, and she writes, ambiguous blackness could be forgotten, at the very least easily forgiven, when introduced to white families, white friends, and white neighbors. So I think it really speaks to, like, the privileges afforded to being a lighter shade and entering into these white spaces.
Yeah, I mean, as a biracial person, as a mixed person, you know, there's kind of a sense that biracial people move through the world more fluidly. Mm-hmm. Light skin privilege is a real thing. But on the same point, you know, if I'm pulled over by police, or if my brother is pulled over by the police, or if I'm in the negotiating roroom, you know, I am negotiating as a black woman, as a black person.
Right, and I think that's why people are critiquing her blackness, because she is biracial. And she's also spoken out about it. In an interview with Allure, she opened up about how she felt too light for the black community and too mixed for the white community. And I think that's a thing that a lot of biracial, multiracial people feel. It's like our identities are fluid, and we aren't 50% and 50%. Like, and that's how people, I think of biracial identity. I mean, I really actually applaud her for actually opening up about it, because I think there are a lot of biracial people who then want to assimilate to their whiteness, but she's been very candid about it. I'm really appreciative because we don't hear those sorts of experiences enough.
What does that look like outside of, like, being mixed outside of a non-black space in other cultures?
Being multiracial, it is this label, but, like, there are so many different things under multiracial. Like, you can be half white and half black. You can be dual minority like I am. And those experiences are not the same. There are things that are similar, like the kind of, you know, maybe code switching in certain spaces. When you're with your Mexican family, like, actually, like, saying frijoles or, like, other things. And then when you're, like, with your, like, Asian family, like, turning that off. Or not turning it off, but just kind of, like, knowing how do you enter that space differently. Mm-hmm. She's an American, also going to Britain, and that's is a whole different, like, level of, so it's, I mean, cause isn't she also from, like, Compton? Like,
she's not straight out of Compton.
Right.
Yeah, she's
the
not.
Racist British headlines would have you believe. So people are always kind of trying to project things upon you as a person who's biracial, and you kind of grow up being asked so much, what are you, who are you, that you almost, when I would identify, I would be like, well, I am a mixed person. You know, kind of anticipating someone asking about who I am. People criticized her for not claiming black as hard enough as they would have liked. But who's talked to her recently?
Right, but speaking of your own experiences, though, you interviewed the ultimate culture vulture, Rachel Dolezal, for NBC, and she questioned your blackness.
She called me ethnically indeterminate.
What does that make her?
So her point to me was that I didn't understand the light skin privilege that I have, that I navigate in. And my point to her was, you have the privilege to be white if you want to wake up one day and decide to do that.
Yeah.
And so it kind of was just a reflection of the way that a lot of people treat, multiracial people and mixed race people is, they want you to choose, or they want to kind of keep you in your place. You don't belong over here or at this lunch table. Like, what lunch table are you going to sit at? Where do you fit in?
Yeah.
You're kind of constantly questioning that. While I agree, and I know, okay, I got the face there. But I am Meghan Markle for the win, because I think that it is a radical move for the monarchy to have a woman of color at the table in this position. Could that impact people who are hired in, within the palace? Could that impact kind of the causes that Meghan chooses? Like, I think we need to see where she's making her trips, where she's, doing her philanthropy, and where she's showing up. And that's why I feel like it is a radical move for the palace.
Okay, Jihan?
I wouldn't say it was radical. To me, but she looks like Kate's sister. She's very
safe.
passable.
Yeah.
She's very safe.
Yeah.
And
Wears her hair straight.
Wears her hair straight. I have not seen a curl at all.
And I would 1995.
Okay, and I would love to see what they look like now, because after all that straightening, that can do a number. And I write about hair, because heat on the hair is not your friend. But she's not giving me I think it's one thing to just like be biracial and be in there and be half black.
What about biracial icons? Barack Obama, Jordan Peele, Drake.
Well, if we split our community between biracial and black icons, we're splitting our whole history. Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington were mixed. Halsey, Halle Berry. She's known as the first black woman to win Best Actress, not the first biracial woman.
It's one thing to be very visible. After she gets married, she gets up on, the pulpit and says Black Lives Matter.
And takes a knee.
And takes a knee and says, hey, maybe we should give back Ethiopia their crown jewels and all the other stuff we looted. That would change my mind. Then I'm Team Meghan. For now, I'm Team Diana all the way.
Gabe, you have a final point.
Well, my thing is also, we wouldn't be having this conversation at all if she was just another white girl. And so this is a first step, because it's starting conversations about that. But I think we just kind of need to wait and see what she does. And I have high hopes for my fellow Northwestern alum that she's going to do her job and, just have some change happen.
All right. Well, before we go, we have to play a quick game of Your Fave is Problematic. And on the heels of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, I want to talk to Queen Elizabeth, because, girl, where's my invite to this wedding while we're on the topic, okay? You have a couple more days to get it to me. I can make the flight. I have my outfit.
Got the fascinator?
I got my fascinator. Come on, all right? Guys, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Jihan, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check out her writing on Allure.com, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.